speakers and on the community design team. Let's hear it for our procession of our leaders today. Weeks has been a commitment. Yes. Let's hear it one more time for all of our community leaders. Excited for you. You have made a commitment to endure and be dedicated to this process. All of us are gathered here today to recognize you and to honor you. Quick question. I was on a tour yesterday for the first time in the Ohio Statehouse. Do you know that you're within maybe 300 feet of where our 16th president gave a speech? Do you know that? I want everyone to look to your left, to my right, there's a plaque, and that's where Abraham Lincoln stood one of the 3 times that he was here. Of course, the last time was in the rotunda for his procession after his death, but the second time he was here, I think it was 1861, he found out that he was elected president while he was visiting here at the State House. The kind of information you can get from a tour of the State House, and I wanted just to share that with you. Learned that yesterday. Webster's defines the word transformation as a thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. It also defines transformation as a metamorphosis during the life cycle of an animal or being. You will notice that the butterfly is on, and is the theme, and it's on our programs today, and it's on your tags as well, name badges. We can't think of a better living being that symbolizes transformation than the butterfly. Parent leader graduates, just like the butterfly, you have undergone metamorphosis and continue to change through today. Today we pause to recognize your growth and to celebrate your achievement. We also want to specifically recognize the designer of the cover of today's program. That actual butterfly was none other than a parent leader graduate, Erica Abrams. Is Erica here? No, she's not. Let's recognize Erica for the design. As you think about change, graduates, have you asked yourself the question, why am I sitting in this place? Why are you sitting in this place, this space? You're here because you're sitting in a space and a place that affects change. Webster defines the word power as the ability to affect change. Many of you will have your community projects that will come through this space and this place, the Ohio Statehouse. So take a look around you. Take a look around you. And take it all in. I highly recommend that tour. And I ask that you remember what we shared with you too. See it, say it, now do it. I am excited and honored to be here in this space and place with you to honor you in your achievement. At this time, I would like to invite up Pastor Michelle Jasper, who will give us the invocation for this afternoon. Let's welcome her.
Do you mind moving the mic, please? Just a little too high for me. Let's pray. Eternal God, we give you thanks for this day. We thank you for this occasion, and we thank you for your creative hand that brought forth these graduates and their projects. We thank you for their dedication and their willingness to step out and do something different. And then to have the courage to follow through with it in order to benefit your people. We would ask all of us who are here today to celebrate them, that you will continue to lead, guide, and may we even say, God, challenge them in the work that they're doing. Thank you so very much for always speaking out to us and leading us to higher ground. Because of you and for you, we ask, amen.
Amen. Amen. At this time, we'd like to welcome up to give our welcome our coordinators for the Central Ohio Parent Leadership Training Institute. Please give a round of applause for Carla Poole and Anna.
Welcome everyone. I am so happy to see everyone here today. I'm just overjoyed. I want to start out by saying thank God for the doors that He opened for this to happen today. So I want to say that's the first. And I want to thank our team for being here and those who brought us all together. Let me just go back real quick and say, we have Facebook Live, so I want to give a shout out to everyone that's watching us through Facebook Live. Thank you so much for joining us virtually as well as in person. So I want to go back and say that. But I wanted to just say, we started out with some glitches. And life, we have glitches. It's just like our technical, you just go with it. You go with the glitches, the things that happen, and you move on, you pick up, and you keep on going. So I say that to our parent leaders, that your journey is just starting, and you're gonna have glitches, you're gonna have things that's gonna not go right, your projects are gonna feel like, okay, we're at a stop, but don't stop. Don't give up, keep going. You have some amazing projects. You will touch someone. There is actually someone waiting for your project right now. They're waiting for you to bring that forth. So 20 weeks is huge. You dedicated 20 weeks, one night a week, 3 hours. You had Amber and I calling you, texting you, emailing you. Okay, let's talk about the emails. Emailing you. So I just wanted to say that. And on the back of the program, you will see the thank yous. So if you could look at those, because if I go through and start thanking people, I'm going to miss someone. And everyone is very important to making this happen today. And I really appreciate for the transformation of these parent leaders and their projects. So please look at the back of the programs. I do want to recognize our civic design team members. Would they please stand up? Our civic design team members. with us today. She is actually in North Carolina. She relocated. So I hope she's on live, because I can't see who's on live. And so I thank her as well as one of our facilitators for Phase 2, which is like the political part and the city and the state. And so she is with us as well, I know in spirit, if she's not on Facebook Live. So shelfness, which also, this wouldn't happen if we didn't have a physical sponsor. So those that are a part of shelfness, I know Ms. Johnson's here. If they can stand, if there's anyone else here for shelfness. Ms. Johnson. Pastor, yes. Thank you. So I do want to say Ms. Johnson turned 97 yesterday, day before yesterday. Woo! So all I want to say to end out, because we have two amazing speakers tonight, so I'm not going to make this about me or take away from their speech, is transformation. That's what we're about, transformation. So please be your authentic self, transform the area in which you're going into, and shine, because I know you're going to shine bright. Thank you so much.
And I'm just going to say that I'm really excited that all of you are here with us today. Carla covered everything else. So I won't belabor the moment. We have our speakers, and we will go ahead and bring Mr. Bailey back up.
Let's hear it for our coordinators again. Dedicated to put into you. That is priceless. Time, I'm learning, even more so, is priceless to put into you, and the effort and the time you're putting into yourself. Awesome. Well, let's get to our keynote speakers. I'm honored and privileged to introduce our first keynote speaker, Judge Terry B. Jamison. Judge Jamison was elected in 2012 to the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas, Division of Domestic Relations and Juvenile Branch. She was successfully re-elected in 2018. In 2020, Judge Jamison was elected to the 10th District Court of Appeals for the state of Ohio. She is a very sought-after speaker and panelist on family, women and girls issues, criminal justice, and continuing education. In 2019, she was featured in Push Out, Criminalization of Black Girls in School, which premiered during the Congressional Blacks in Criminal Justice and the Columbus section of the National Council of Negro Women, to name a few. Please help me welcome to the lectern, Judge Terry B. Jamison.
Good afternoon. I'm very glad to be here, and I went around and I saw so many of the different community projects that you have done as parents, and you should give yourself a round of applause. Anybody that can go through 20 weeks of a curriculum, you deserve some applause. Because I know that many people would have started and did not complete that. But I also want to say thank you to the Parent Leadership Training Institute, to Mr. Willis Bailey, Ms. Carla Poole, and Ms. Amber Walker for the invitation to be here today. I saw this poem as I was preparing to speak to you today, and I thought it would fit the occasion perfectly. It said, Lord, grant me time enough to do all the chores, join in the games, help with the lessons, and say the night prayers, and still have a few moments left over for me. Energy enough to be a bread baker and breadwinner, meat patcher and peacemaker, ball player and bill juggler. Hands enough to wipe away the tears, to reach out when I'm needed, to hug and to hold, to tickle and touch. heart enough to share and to care, to listen, to understand, and to make a loving home for my family. Faith enough to always trust you and to share your promises with my family. I saw this poem and I thought about you as parents and all of the many things and the hats that you wear, the different positions that you juggle, and you still have time to care. In any child's life, parents play a very meaningful role. Parents are the persons that our children are more likely to emulate. And we're taking this opportunity to publicly acknowledge you for being parents and thanking you for learning to advocate and become leaders for your children and our community. We thank the Parent Leadership Training Institute for helping parents like you to develop strategies that will create good child outcomes. And good child outcomes, good community outcomes. Parents are children's greatest asset in helping children to achieve. Parenting is the most fulfilling job that we will ever have, but it is not without its challenges. Modern family life can be so stressful, and with various pressures on families, it's not always easy. Ultimately, parents have felt incapable of advocating for their children in school, in the neighborhood, in the courts, and oftentimes in their own homes. Parents also need self-care. I'm gonna say that again. Parents also need self-care, a sense of belonging, a strong network and community to navigate through today's tough times. As we came out of 2020, in 2020 alone, women globally lost more than 64 million jobs, which equals 5% of the total jobs held by women. By comparison, only 3.9% of men lost jobs in that year. The loss of jobs during the COVID-19 crisis cost women around the world at least $800 billion in earnings, a figure that is more than the combined gross domestic product of 98 countries. Economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic was having a harsh impact on women who were disproportionately represented in sectors offering low wages, few benefits, and the least secure jobs. You add that to all of the other challenges of being a parent, and you know that you need self-care. You need someone to encourage you, someone to just say, you can make it. And your project is worth having, and you are worth saving. There also was parents pressed on to meet the needs of not only their own family, but we're caught between the generations of taking care of our younger family and also taking care of parents. And still, you're pressed to meet the needs and participate in this leadership program to become stronger and better advocates for your family. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to parenting. We change and we adapt as we grow. We have to have loving interactions that are warm, and we should treat every interaction as an opportunity to connect with our families, with our community, with our children. You have to be warm in your expressions. Give eye contact, smile, and encourage interaction, even when you don't feel like it yourself. You have to have boundaries. And I think that I saw many projects that were talking about having boundaries in families, boundaries that protect, boundaries that also give you self-identity and allow you to be protected and feel that you have guidance, you have rules, things that you can talk to your children about, what you expect from them and what you understand about them. It also gives you the opportunity to listen and to empathize with your child. When I was growing up, a lot of times parents would say, be seen, but don't be heard. And we are in a different generation now where we have to empathize and we have to hear what our children are saying so that we can advocate for them properly. When I would get in trouble in school, and I did that, my mother did not have a lot of time to listen to what I was saying because it meant she had to take off a day from work to go to the school to see what I did. So she wasn't feeling real empathetic at the moment. She was dealing with the situation in the way that she dealt with it. But I've learned that we have to acknowledge that our children have feelings. Our children have pain. Our children have trauma. And we have to show them that we understand and reassure them that we are there to help them whenever they have a problem. Even when we're tired ourselves, we have to take the time to hear what our children are saying. Our children are caught between their peer pressure, the problems in the community, trying to fit in, trying to meet our expectations. There are so many challenges that they have that sometimes we've just got to listen. When we say, how was your day? Before we take that phone call, we've got to hear what they're saying about their day. Empathy is something that says, I understand how you feel. We're growing up in a generation now where people say, I feel you, but I can't reach you. It has to be a reach for you that comes after I feel you. I have to be able to understand you. I have to want to see your success. I have to be vested enough in your success that I will give you my time because I understand how you feel. When I was a single parent, my son was growing up and I was caught between having to work and the latchkey program closing earlier than I got off from work. I had to help to develop a community around us and a community that would help. And sometimes we have to be able to reach outside, even our own natural family, to create that community so that we have someone to help. We're not in this alone. We have to be there for each other. And as a single parent for a lot of years, I was a single parent. His father was in Germany and in the military for part of that time, and it still meant that I was a single parent. Then when the relationships don't work out, then you find yourself a single parent. There are many challenges that we have and many challenges that we go through, but your programs that you have developed will help someone else to be able to fit the pieces together and make a community. So we have to have empathy for each other and understand how we feel because we all have issues. We all bring problems. We all have things we have to overcome. We have to overcome even when we don't want to be in the struggle. We still have to overcome because our children are watching. They're waiting to see if mother can make it, if father can make it. Then yes, I can make it because I've got an example that's walking before me that says I can make it. We also have to deal with problem solving. Helping your child to be a problem solver and be a good role model, show them how to behave through our own actions. Problem solving has gone the way of the grave. People don't know how to solve problems without violence. They don't know how to talk through their problems. There's no longer meet me after school, we're going to duke this out. It's meet me after school and you better bring your weapon. This is a different age and a different society that our children are faced with than even we were faced with. We were faced with so much direct violence, so many weapons in the street. We weren't faced with all of these things, but our children are faced with them, and we have the problem to solve. How do we care for our children and yet protect them? How do we educate them and still be there for them and bring them up in a community that will love them? We have to understand understand that it is our parents, it is our families that will make these resolutions. And we are not an island unto ourselves. When I was on the domestic relations and juvenile court, I saw so many families that came because there was crisis in their family. I had a caseload of over 8,300 cases myself. And when we think about the number of juvenile cases that are filed in court, the number of criminal cases, the number of domestic cases, and we saw in 2020 domestic violence take a sharp increase like we've never seen before because people were anxious. They were confined to small places and they were in there not knowing how they're going to meet their needs, under anxiety, under total stress. And we see that stress sometimes can bring out the worst in us. Stress sometimes tells us who we really are. I saw all of these things, and in many ways I felt inadequate to be able to help. But I did what I could. We referred people for services. We brought in community programs like the programs that you have implemented through this parent leadership process. We brought in peacemakers. We brought in mediators. We did all that we could to help families make it through this time. And it's important that your programs will help someone after it first helps you. I just thank you for the opportunity to be here with you, and I hope that you know that I do care, and I love this. I learned something today. I have a son that's a grandson that's a vegetarian, and I just learned that they don't have vegetarian meals in school. So that's something that I can advocate. You find something everywhere you go that you can help someone else. And by helping someone else, you'll also help yourself. And I've learned to give back because service is the rent that we pay for being in this earth. God bless you. May heaven smile on you.
Thank you, Judge Jameson. At this time, we're going to have the presentation of certificates. Are we ready for the presentation of certificates? All right. Let's welcome our facilitators.
Still have some Facebook going on my phone. I'm trying to make sure I don't mess that part up as well. So with our certificates, we have quite a few things for you all today. We have a certificate from the city, a certificate from the state, and you will also find a certificate from us as well. And all right, so when I call up your names, you'll remember that at session 10, we assigned started you all a word that reminded us of each of you. So for those of you in the audience, you will hear me say a word, and that word is what the facilitators and myself, we came up, and Carla came up with a name or a word that reminded us of each parent leader. Also, you will hear us say whether or not there are extra items in the bag for each parent leader. So without further ado, I will go ahead and start. I will also announce the parent members who were not able to be here today. So I will start with Alana Parks. She is actually currently traveling in Costa Rica. Next, we have Chelsea Elliott. Chelsea Elliott's community project, again, is Reach to Connect with Your Children. And Chelsea's word was pioneered. Danicia Cummings. Her community project, Community Spring Cleaning Event. Heather Hoffman Ordonez. Her community project is Triumph Through Tragedies, and her word was committed. We have Mr. Jabez Clark. His community project is Kids Code, and his word is modernized. Miss Jen Qualls. Is Parent Connect, and her word is transforming. Dr. Jermaine Kennedy. Disciplinary actions. And his word was advocate. Ms. Jamarshanae Rush. Working on nerves, how stress and trauma affects your children. And her word is self-motivated. Ms. Kimberly Ray Quachi. Her project is the Mama Daycare Project, and her word is strategy. Ms. Letitia Pope has the Anti-Bullying Initiative, and her word is compassionate. Ms. Lisa Howard, her project is the Mustard Seed Foundation, and her word is shaping. Next we have Ms. Maggie Burns. Her project is Red Tabletop for Single Mothers, and her word is empowering. Miss Miriam Pritchett, Nurtured by Nature is her community project. And the third is Creative. From Connecticut, we also have Miss, from Maryland, I'm sorry, we have Miss Nancy Lim. And her previous project is Local Democracy in Action. Her word is focus. Next, we have Neil Adikari and his Youth Vegetarian Movement. His word was perseverance. Next, we have Rashawn Andai. Our community project is SEED. It's a youth leadership training. Rashawn's word is supportive. Next, we have Ronette Porch. Her project is Healthy, Stable, and Fresh. Her word was collaborative. Mrs. Tabitha Saunders. Her project is Coping Connections. And her word is empathetic. Vanessa Savage, her community project is IEPs, How to Be an Advocate. Ms. Winifred Gogo, her community project is Immigrant Children Integration. Their words were resilient and wise. We also would like to recognize some of our Cohort II parent leaders. Tiana, I am so sorry. Celebrate our mistakes. We have Miss Tiana Lee, Tiana Estes. And her community project is Home Away from Home, and her word is charismatic.
Yeah.
So now we would like to recognize Cohort II parent leaders that are joining us here today as well. If we would ask if you would stand. We have Ms. Ugochi Akoy. Come on up. Ugochi Akoy, come on up.
I thought you just wanted us to stand.
Cohort 2, we celebrated their graduation in the very beginning of the pandemic. They finished in March of 2020. So we celebrated them virtually and we held on to their state and their city certificates. So that is what they are receiving today. We have Mr. Jason D. Marshall. Next, we have Miss Marion Gamble. Durga Mishra. And Durga joined us in Cohort 2 with her husband, so we will also recognize her husband, Vim Mishra. we have Ms. Trisha Porostowski. So these are the graduates for Cohort 3 and Cohort 2 of the Central Healthcare Leadership Training Institute. We would ask if all of you would come together. We want to take a photo, a group photo of all of us together, if possible. All the parent leaders. And we ask for the audience to please bear with us while we do this, while everybody is already standing up front.
If you need the closer look downstairs.
Nope, they don't. Not yet.
Short people stand up.
My bad. You're good. Cool. Yeah, there we go. I said, you know, let me just not take a chance on this.
No, man, you did great. Thank you. Really like. We're gonna take a nap after this.
Cool. Yo, Miles, like, so where can I find your stuff?
My
Well, clearly you have stuff. You have stuff. So
Oh,
there's,
this stuff.
there's stuff behind it. No. Not your equipment, like your stuff. Like,
Oh man.
Coordinators of my city,
Huh?
that if you have pictures of today's graduates.
Well, I feel like you have all the stuff, man. Well, you not that you have to do YouTube if you don't want to.
Or
I mean,
if
either
you
way,
have
well, let me get in
email
contact with you.
email
What
to
do you want? You want a number? You want
Carla
Instagram?
and
You want what you want?
Or tag them with the picture on the
Get your
Facebook page.
IG.
All right, let's hear for all of our graduates. Awesome. At this time, we're going to proceed to our second keynote speaker. And I'm going to introduce a graduate parent leader, Nicole Pettis, who will give the introduction to our second keynote speaker.
Hello, everyone. All right. I have the honor of introducing our next speaker. She is a lifelong community advocate. Some also describe her as a voice box for the people. She is also the first Latina elected to city council. Good evening, or not even good afternoon, close to evening. So first of all, congratulations again. Can we all give them like a nice big congratulations on taking this step for yourself, because it is rare. I also am a mother and an auntie and godmother to 17. So it is, I know. That's also great. Not just me and my two sisters did not produce a couple basketball teams. But it is rare when we take time for ourselves, right? And then when we recognize that we have to not only take the time for ourselves, but when we dig deeper into giving to other people. And so that is, we're going to talk more about that in a second. I want to applaud you and commend you. Secondly, the other group of people that I want to applaud and commend are your families, your partners, your children, your sisters, your community that helped you to do this. Because I know that on the days when I have to work late and my sisters or my mom or my husband or my best friend can pick somebody up from a soccer game or put food on the table or just take care of something so I have one less thing to worry about so that I can do whatever thing I need to do. That is huge. So to all of our families and friends, can you give them a big round of applause as well for giving them the space? And I also want to acknowledge all of the leaders and the facilitators of this program, because I know that this is love work for all of you. I know that you do this because you love it. It's not because of the pay. It's because there is no greater gift than when you can give someone a platform where they can shine their greatness upon others. So thank you. Thank you for pouring into this program. Thank you for pouring into these leaders and for everything that you do. I am not going to keep us here long, but I want to just share a few reflections. Because as a lifelong resident of the city of Columbus, and I will say before I became a legislator, before I became an elected official, and long afterwards, I was first a citizen. Just like all of you, right? I am the daughter of immigrants who grew up on the east side of Columbus in what would be anybody else's first house. It is our forever house. It is the same house that my mother still lives in today. She is 82 years old. It's the same house that my mother is still paying off today, that she purchased in 1970 with my father. Because like most people, it is the only safety net that they have. So when you need something new, or a kid gets in trouble, or there's something that happens and you need to make a sacrifice, you dip into that safety fund, right? And this is not a story that is unlike many of our life stories. This is not something that's different than many of our families. You know, what brought my parents to this place called Ohio was really a promise of prosperity. It was because, like most immigrants, migrants, or refugees, you go to a place because you know someone, right? You go to a place because they said, this is a good place to raise a family, you can get an education. They were, someone's word was pioneer. I remember my parents were like early pioneers here in the Great Plains of Ohio. There was no ESL for my sisters, English as a second language. There was little elementary school students. They sat in a classroom where people spoke English to them every day until they started to understand. My father went into a job every day where he did not speak the language, at a Polynesian-themed restaurant, no doubt, called the Kahiki, for those of you who might be familiar. My father, that was his first job as a busboy, and my mother cut hair in my auntie's salon, I keep giving my mom a promotion. She didn't even cut hair, she washed it. And she swept up the hair clippings, and she learned English by watching All My Children and One Life to Live, which is everything you actually need to know about. I'm very dramatic, let me know. But these stories, this is again not unlike this promise of prosperity is not only things that bring people to Columbus, it is the same promise of prosperity that too many people in our family, in our communities have been been far away from for generations all over the city of Columbus, whether it's the north side, the south side, the east side, or the west side, no matter what the neighborhood is called. Our stories are similar, right? And no matter what we look like or where we came from or what brought our ancestors here, no matter if it's far back reaching or just a generation ago, it was that same idea of prosperity. It was that same idea that we wanted more and better for ourselves and for our children, that the next generation from now could do better, that they could achieve more, right? But there are systems and structures that get in the way of that. We are still standing in a place that is a symbol of democracy that many of us could not step in not that long ago. We are standing in a place where we are in 2022 and I am the first Latina serving on our city council. We have my sister, Judge James, is running for the Supreme Court, but we have the first Latina running for the Supreme Court. We are still experiencing firsts for as far as we have come, which tells us we have so much further to go. And so I say this because the only way for us to change this is for people and their ideas to be given a platform, for people to be given a microphone, for people to be cleared, for the way to be cleared for people like you. It's not going to be people like me. It's not just going to be because I came on city council and now there's a magic wand that's going to make magical change in Columbus. It is always but for the people that change happens. It is always but for the people. Most recently, we saw that after a summer of protest, how many things changed in our society because the people were tired. Because the people stood up and they said, we saw injustice and it must change. And that's what happens every day across America, in every community. What you did today was an act of justice. You being part of this, saying, I am a citizen, I am a parent, I care for other people, I am an advocate, I see something that needs to change, and this is how it should change. So today is not a celebration of the end of something, it is a celebration of the beginning of many things. You were given a platform to share your gifts with the rest of us, and we thank you. But today doesn't mean it ends. Today was not just an idea that you put on paper as an exercise to share with all of these amazing people who believed in you and came here today. Today was the beginning. Someone's program was called a mustard seed. Today you planted seeds. Over the course of those 20 weeks, you planted seeds. You changed the fabric of the lives of the people who were in this program and the lives of the people who are here today. And you need to continue to do that work. Because no matter what the project was, it will continue to change the lives of others. It will continue to impact people. And it's not just in this platform. You should go to find an investor. You should go to find people in your neighborhood. You should go find others who are going to continue to uplift these ideas, continue to uplift this work, because they are all worthy. They are all worthy because you thought about it and other people believed in it. And more people will continue to believe in it. And so my hope today is that, again, I can't wait to see all of your projects come to fruition, to see what they will do, to see how it will change and make us all better. And secondly, and the other extremely important thing that you did today, and sometimes as parents we take this for granted, so I'm going to say this to you, right? And some people said it, but I'm going to make it crystal clear. Our kids need to see us to be us. And not just the ones that we birth, but the ones that are out there every day. Because the problems that we have in our city are not going to be solved by policing our way out of things or legislating our way out of things. It's to put forth to change the trajectory of our city. We are the second largest city in the Midwest outside of Chicago, the 14th largest city in this country, actually the 13th largest city in Columbus, in the country. We are not coming to play, but if we are at a precipice of deciding the city that we want to be, and you are part of that. So thank you for being a role model. Thank you for taking this time. Thank you for sharing your ideas, and thank you for the change that is yet to come and the greatness that you are going to give all of us. Congratulations. I can't wait to see what you do ahead.
Thank you, Councilmember DePadilla. Thank you so much. We want to also give a special recognition to one of our civic team members, Maribel Gamble. She is virtually hosting our live stream and our Zoom and Facebook. So let's give a special recognition to Maribel. At this time, we're going to have our alumni welcome, and I'd like to welcome up Yugochi Okoye and Jason Marshall.
Good afternoon. So dry. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Did you all just hear the councilwoman? Come on, Miss Baja. I have to make sure I say it right. Hold on, wait. Councilwoman Barroso de Padilla. And Judge Terry Jason. Amazing. My name is Yugochi Okoye, and I am a parent leader.
My name is Jason D. Marshall, and I am a parent leader.
We serve currently as the president and the vice president of the alumni team. So in this part of the program, the presentation, if you all have like your waterboard, your graduation hat, we kind of do this moment, because our role is to basically welcome you all into the alumni of the Central Ohio Parent Leaders Training Institute. Really is the beginning. This is your precipice. This is the platform. This is a projection forward. We hope that after 20 weeks, it doesn't just end here. And so with the alumni, a lot of things that we've done, you know, we have kind of a different experience, right, Jason?
We did.
Jason D. Because what happened in 2020? We had our classes for 20 weeks, right? And we finished our last week and we were prepping for graduation. And the amount of work that we put in, the kind of quality of people we were, the work was like, we just had to shut down and take it all the way. That's right. So during that time, we had to, think on our feet. So as alumni, it was a little different. We did a lot of things virtually, whether it was Jeopardy with the Pittsburgh crew, whether we did family programs, you all did the father initiatives, there were a few things that we did there, Legos, like there were so many ways to involve our families, to continue our work as parent leaders, to encourage each other with the work that we're doing, to hear the feedback and so on. So it is what we make it, and I'm definitely looking out here because I'm looking for additional members who will serve during the alumni time. Hint, hint. Oh, I see Chelsea. Come on, Pioneer. They even gave your names. Come on, Charismatic. Remember. Jason, you got something to say?
So, I will say this. This to me is about legacy living. So, your projects, you are creating legacy. My project is about legacy. I have 3 daughters. I take much pride in my project because I want them to see something that is great. I want them to understand that they can impact the world. I'm a girl dad, and I'm very proud of them. So, my challenge to this new cohort class that's coming in is this. What is your legacy? How do you plan on leaving your legacy and your impact and your footprint in this world? We have so much to do. We have so much to do. And it is up to all of us. As the councilwoman said, I am not going to try to roll the R's. That's not me. But as the councilwoman said, listen, this is just the start of something. And it is like, I feel like we're just in the first leg of a baton race. And the baton has not even been passed all the way to us. We have so much to do and so far to go. So for that, I say, thank you for your project. Thank you for taking the time. I am reminded that in this moment, I'm going to show you a little bit of my parent leadership skill that I learned. In this moment, Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. To understand your project, to understand what you're about, whether you thought you could do this project or you couldn't do this project, you were right. So you standing here right now, or sitting here right now, is a testament of your thought process. It's a testament of what you believe that you can do. So the challenge is to continue to grow, continue to motivate, and continue to understand where you're going to fall in this line of legacy to help push COPLTI forward for the future. So I say thank you, and I say welcome, and I say join us, because we're about to do some great things in this city.
Come on, let's hear it for the alumni. We are in seats for next year. Hey! At this time, we're going to have our Cohort II remarks, and that's going to be given by Ms. Tiana S. Lee and Dr. Jermaine Kennedy.
We're going to switch the order just a little bit. Greetings, my name is Jermaine Kennedy, and I am a parent leader. I am a parent leader. Every Wednesday, we will have to give a 30-second update on our community project, stating our name, and then the phrase, I am a parent leader. Initially, I thought it was just a way for us to stay motivated and accountable to our projects, and also as a way just to practice our elevator pitch and just become clear and succinct with our project. But something else happened as well. The constant, repetitive drumbeat of I am a parent leader soon became an affirmation. Muhammad Ali once said, it's the repetition of affirmations that leads to belief. And once that belief becomes a deep conviction, things begin to happen. I am a parent leader. We are parent leaders. And the things that began to happen over the course of these last 20 weeks have begun to manifest in some of these powerful, inspirational, and creative community projects that you see here today. I believe we all began this journey not entirely sure what to expect, and what did we get ourselves into for 20 weeks? And yes, we were provided with a curriculum, an overview, discussion guides, and all of that, but there were still many questions. And we will often be reminded, trust the process. Trust the process. So as I reflect back on this incredible COPLTI experience, it's now very clear to me that we are the process that we need to trust. We had to trust our facilitators. Big shout out to all the facilitators. We had to trust each other as we built community, celebrated mistakes, stretching out of our comfort zones, and negotiating our hopes. And lastly, most importantly, we had to trust our voice. our voice to advocate for students, families, and the community, our voice to build coalitions and networks of support, and our voice to create safe, supportive spaces. So as I prepare to close, please use your voice one more time to repeat our affirmation after me. I am a parent leader.
I am a parent leader.
Thank you.
Hi everyone. I am Tiana Lee and I am a parent leader. Content, community, process, self. If you know, you know. Dear mentors, facilitators, servant leaders, thank you for creating a space where we were held accountable, where mistakes were celebrated, and where we were able to express ourselves freely, knowing that there were no right or wrong answers. Exposure, experience, education, evaluations. Thank you for putting us in proximity with our community leaders and allowing us to connect with them. Hear their stories, hear their passion, experience their humanness. Thank you for interactions that allowed us to exchange rich dialogue with an understanding that there is room for every thought, every view, no matter what side of the subject you stand. Thank you for allowing us to be heard, for allowing us to give our feedback and opinions in order to celebrate what is working while making room for improvement and growth. Brevity, framing, coalitions. Thank you for giving us proper tools to assist us in carrying out the work that will impact those that will come along with us and after us. You've identified the formula that will allow us to welcome many more cohorts. You not only introduced us to an initiative of longevity as the intention, but you also created a space for us, Cohort 3, to develop relationships with those same intentions, to be long-lasting. And we are forever grateful, forever connected, forever COPLTI. And it was procedure for us to share one word to express our feelings at the end of each session. And this time will be no different. Hope, patience, impact, excellence. We at Cohort 3 agree your reputation is solid. I've said it throughout this speech, and I'm sure it won't be the last time that you hear it from us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now the real work begins.
Thank you, Tiana. Thank you, Dr. Kennedy. At this time, I would like to share with you, it was an honor to serve as your MC this afternoon, and an honor to have a little contribution in your lessons and a couple of your classes. At this time, we're going to have our closing remarks given to us by Dr. Rosaire Ifidi. Dr. Ifidi, will you please join us?
Hello, everyone. Wow, the energy, the beauty, the power in the room is just tangible, isn't it? Yes. It's good to go last because everybody said everything you needed to say, right? That's awesome. But then there's pressure on you too to bring it to a close and not like spoil things that have gone before, right? So my name is Rosaire Ifedi. I'm on the CD team, but also friends and just making more connections with all of you. What a wonderful time to be in the same space. Councilwoman, I've been trying to meet you. Thank you for bringing it home. What a powerful, I'm just like, she's so powerful. You know, I see you just going places with that. Thank you. Thank you for your heart of service. The judge, thank you. Thank you. We're going to be rooting for you as you become the next Supreme Court judge in Ohio. Our speakers have said so much about affirmation, about what this is all about. The speakers, also the graduates, have said a lot. I really did want to recognize all the family members, and thank you for doing that. Because without them, the children, the spouses, the grandparents, caretakers, please applaud them one more time for us. Without them, you wouldn't be here. So the play has not been done in graduation as all of us who are graduating today. That said, COPLTI is such a unique organization, isn't it? From day one, when Carla and Amber brought us on board, and I'm going to recognize them, I just saw the beauty and the power of this, right? We have graduates from Central Ohio, from Maryland, and of course, it's a national organization. It's not just here. So we're looking to take it all the way global. Hello? Yeah, because this matters, right? You started from a place of caring. So you picked things that are passionate. Every time you do research, we tell people you can't just pick anything to research. Find something that makes sense to you, right? You start from there and then you begin to connect and do what it takes. So again, this is a unique organization. I'm going to be making a page, which I know Carla would love me to do. For all the collaborators and partners, and you see them in the brochure, we need more. We need more help. Many of you, hopefully, all of you, took the classes without paying a dime, right? Hello? But it did cost something. So we're still looking for collaborators. These people who have given and given and given, give again because they care. They know this is an important part of building community, building our cities, building the nation, and really building all of us. So thank you. So with that said, all the thank yous have been done. I have one more thing I need to say before I give you a charge. Because I'm going to give you a charge. Not a homework assignment, just a charge. Right? Professors, they like to give homework. We won't do that today. But I want to say this. Just a few days ago, Central Ohio rolled out a welcoming city plan. Anybody heard that? You did, because you were invited. The councilwoman was invited, so she's nodding. And what is that all about? So we know in Central Ohio, the nation, I won't do statistics and all that, but we know there's a power of immigrants in the community. And so we talk about targeted universalism. I encourage you, if you can, I facilitated a panel discussion on that. But there's a power immigrants bring to any city, to any space they're in. And so our stories, I came to Columbus about 30 years ago. My daughter says, you said about? Yeah, it's 30. Don't be about it. Why are you guessing? You know when you came, right? But even in doing so, I started working first as a substitute teacher, and then as a nursing assistant. I already had a master's degree when I came. But there was no room to do that right away. So why am I saying this? It's all about resilience, right? It's all about the persistence you're going to experience. And it's all about still finding your passion and continuing to push to get to where you need to be. There are visions sitting here that are going to go forth as we've been speaking them into power, as we've been speaking them into being. Please do not take lightly what you've done here, right? Because you're starting, you're sitting, and you're beginning something, as everybody's saying, that you never know where it's going to be 20 years from now, even 5 years from now. So 30 years ago, I didn't know I'm here speaking to a beautiful group of people like you all, right? And that took me through the path. It's always a journey. It takes you through the journey to becoming now an associate professor. Hello? Didn't think it would happen, but here it is. So I say that to say, even as we welcome our neighbors, even as we welcome the refugees, immigrants, all of whom are coming into our spaces, it's all going to build us all up. The goals of Welcoming City Plan may just be for the immigrants now, but the benefits are for all of us. In the same way, your projects may, please, definitely, it's for you, but it's impact families, communities, and again, Central Ohio, and I dare say Ohio, and I dare say again, the US. And I dare say again, hey, We may be going to Nigeria next time. We may be going. All right. I see some hands out there, right? Why not? Why not? So, my charge to you, I know it's almost time, my charge to you now comes from scripture. Philippians 1. That be confident of this. Come on. That he who started a good thing in you, come on, is able, more than able, to see it come to fruition in the name of Jesus. Listen, you're doing some work, but you're going to get collaborators to help you. You're networking, all of you that are on, right? You're now a community, building each other up, helping each other up, and getting help where help is needed to move your projects to the next level. And with that said, Paul planted, Apollos watered, and God gives the increase. So the increase is coming in whatever you started. And you have the collaborators, Ara, Amber, and all of us. It takes a village to raise, and we will all be together to finish this work that you've started. So again, congratulations to you. This is but the beginning. Amen to that. Hallelujah. So congratulations. I see you around next time.
Thank you, Dr. Feedy. Let's hear it for Dr. Feedy. Congratulations to all of our graduates, both the Cohort II and Cohort III. We congratulate you. We want to thank all of our guests, family members for joining us and for celebrating this evening. Good evening and God bless.
Please, everyone, there's cupcakes in the back for